Let's join Chris Arnade, who lives in New York and writes for The Guardian. The Guardian have been such generous supporters of Checkpoint during this campaign. Chris has a PhD in physics and spent 20 years working as a trader on Wall Street before focusing on photography and journalism. He's been an avid election observer. And Chris, you are there now, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, loud and clear. I'm hoping you can hear me. I am struck, Chris, by how ambushed, surprised people feel about this. And perhaps it speaks to precisely what we learned in Brexit, and that is that the political establishment and the media establishment are out of touch.
Yeah, that's something I've been writing about a lot. I mean, I've written for 2 years about how we're out of touch, and yet even then, I still didn't see this coming because as you said, I have a PhD in math, and I looked at the poll numbers. But I put 100,000 miles on my car, 150,000 kilometers on my car over the last year and a half, talking to voters, and it's just amazing the anger out there, just amazing.
And who and what are they angry at, Chris?
It's just this general sense of a rigged system. Partly what's going on is you have communities that have been just decimated over the last 35 years, places that used to have factories that provided stability. Those factories are gone, and a lot of the downtowns are gone. They're now been replaced by a Walmart at the edge of town, and people feel like their lives have been eroded.
Yeah, is this anger particularly strong amongst white blue-collar voters who are obviously going for Trump in big numbers?
Right, I call it the back row kids. The front row kids are the people you said, the people of the media who got it wrong, the people who have postgraduate degrees, the people who are, gone to the right schools, and then you have the back row kids, the people who might not have done so well at school, who earn their keep by their muscles, and this is a revolt of the back row kids.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Rust Belt states, and they really are fascinating. I mean, West Virginia, which I guess is not surprising, but Trump is so far ahead there, 68-27 at this stage. And there's been so much concentration on the Hispanics and whether the poll is the Latino constituency and whether the pollsters were getting to them, whether in fact we understood how many of them were going to turn out. Well, they've been a highly galvanized electorate, but also highly galvanized has been this white blue-collar electorate. And it seems on the face of it like the pollsters didn't get to them either.
Right. The bulk of again, it looks like the white working class came out much more than the Latino vote did or the Hispanic vote did. And those are the people who are, right now the election is going down to Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania. And that's where you have a large white working class population. Michigan is the United States Rust Belt. That's the state that's filled with empty towns with factories gone. And that's where you have a lot of uneducated white voters, and they're the ones who are coming out in larger numbers than people expected.
Where to for America from here, Chris?
And that's why we're in this. Sorry?
Where to for America from here?
It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. I think it's really, really hard to see how the divisions are going to be helped by this. I think from the reactions I've seen by people who are the front row kids, the people who voted for Hillary, they're in denial, they're in shock, and I don't view Trump as really having a policy that's going to address any of these problems. He's only going to make it worse, so I only think it gets worse from here, unfortunately.
Chris Arnade from The Guardian joining us live from New York. Thanks, Chris. We really appreciate it and all the great work the Guardian has done covering this campaign.